In the aftermath of the 1970 October Revolution, the Bolshevik leadership recognized education as a vital tool for building new socialist society. The revolutionary government aimed to reform the education system to align with Marxism-Leninism ideology to promote the values of Soviet state. One of the central goals of early Soviet educational reform was the eradication of illiteracy, a campaign known as Ликбез, or short ликвидация безграмотности. The Bolsheviks believed that literate population was essential to spread party ideas and achievements. As Lenin famously stated, an illiterate person stands outside politics. This quote highlights how the importance the revolutionaries placed on educating masses, viewing literacy as means to empower citizens, both politically and ideologically. In the 1918, the first decree on public education was adopted in the RSFSR. It introduced free and compulsory primary education. In 1990, the decree of the elimination literacy was announced, requiring all citizens aged 8 to 50 to learn to read and how to write. These reforms were gradually introduced to Kazakhstan as well. During 1920s, the Soviet education system began to shape the Kazakhstan's educational background.
Main features and the goals are free education for everyone. All children could go to school without paying, no matter how rich or poor they were. Same learning program. All schools in the Soviet Union followed the same subjects and rules. Subjects in school, Marxism-Leninism, the subject taught the ideas of the Soviet government. In the Russian language, all students had to learn Russian, even in non-Russian areas. In the science, math, technology, and the history, but history was changed to support Soviet beliefs. And the teacher training, new teachers were trained and all teachers took extra lessons. Ligbez started to help people, especially in village, learning to write and read. How it worked in Kazakhstan? In 1920, after Kazakhstan became part of the Soviet Union, the government took control of schools. In the 1920s and the 1930s, many new schools were built, especially in villages, and textbooks in the Kazakh language were printed. And some schools taught in Kazakhstan, some in Russian, and the mobile school moved around to teach nomadic people, and special centers helped villagers and the women learn to read and write.
Now we're going to talk about Soviet education, its connection with our real nowadays world. Actually, Soviet education created a fundamental base of our Kazakhstan educational system. First of all the standardized exams, it was required to entry exams as for universities, schools, and even the kindergarten. Second of all, we have a centralized system, which means that one city sets all the scholar curriculum. In Soviet Union it was Moscow, in our Kazakhstan it's Astana. Third of all, we have strong tech-focused subjects such as engineering, science, and tech volunteerization, and etc.
The Soviet education system had big results. First, almost everyone learned to read and write. It helped people get jobs and made their country stronger. The Soviet Union trained many good specialists such as engineers, scientists, and doctors. It helped build factories, improve the army, and even send people to space. But there were also problems. The government controlled what students learned. It was hard to ask questions or have different ideas. People who didn't agree with the government sometimes had fewer chances in school and work. In conclusion, Soviet education helped the country grow fast, but it also limited free thinking of our people.